everybody from around here or from all sorts of different places? All sorts of different places. Wonderful. So I'm a cellist. I'm from New York, but I started working in the bluegrass scene with Ralph Stanley about 13, 14 years ago. Dr. Ralph Stanley is a very important bluegrass singer that you might know from the film Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And I've been sort of involved in this region ever since, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, but I moved down during the pandemic from New York City, and have a very exciting new band, and I'll be telling you a little more about that. But one thing that's really magical about this area is that not only was it where the first country music records were made, but it seems to have this magical musical magnetism that keeps bringing musicians back to come visit. And I'd like to introduce a friend of mine who is making his record here in Bristol right now. And he first came here to perform, featured at the Paramount at Rhythm and Roots this year, and really loved the place. You might recognize him. He won season 9 of American Idol. This is Lee DeWise. He's going to do a couple songs for us before we start.
How's everybody doing?
How's it going, Lee?
It's going good. You know, yeah. So, quick. How did I end up here making my record? You know, I've made the last few albums out in LA, and I'm from Chicago originally. And I've known Dave for a while. We've worked on a few things together, and Dave's introduced me to so many amazing musicians, Blake and Patrick, who's actually in the crowd, who played drums on the record. And essentially, we played Rhythm and Roots, and it was very clear to me that after I was here that this is a place that I wanted to make my record. And that's what we've been doing for the past month and a half. So
Pretty awesome.
it's been pretty awesome, and it's been great. And I love this city, and I'm excited to play for you. This song is called Wither. Take you with me. I wanna leave this all behind. I wanna know what we would see. I wanna see what we could find. 'Cause I don't wanna spend my time withering away in a ghost town. See it from the other side. For a moment, let's just be. Can we go now? Won't you wither with me? Won't you wither with me? Won't you wither with me? I wanna feel the sunrise through the trees. I wanna be blinded by its light. I wanna find the master key to the city in the sky. 'Cause I don't wanna spend my time withering away in a ghost town. See it from the other side. For a moment, let's just be. Can we go now? Won't you wither with me? Won't you wither with me? Won't you wither with me? I wanna take you with me. Can we leave this all behind? Could you imagine what we'd see? Could you imagine what we'd find? 'Cause I don't wanna spend my time withering away
in a ghost town. See it from the other side. Can we just be? Can we go now? Won't you wither with me? 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 Oh, I wanna take you with me.
So Lee, what additional song would you like to play for the record?
I should play some new ones, yeah?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah. This song's called Devil in the Details.
I've been wondering lately about what I'm doing here. Through all the pills and coffee, I can swear I'm thinking clear. Oh, if this is where I'm supposed to be, then God can rest his case. Until I find the answer, I'm a prisoner in this place. Oh, now I'm so much younger, and my father said to me, you'll have to make your way in life or you'll end up just like me. So I watched him work away his love and his passion for this place. Tell me, Lord, is that your way of showing people grace? Oh my God, what do you have in store for me? Is it the living or the dying that will someday set me free? Here I am, no, here I am. I can bend my knees no more. They say the devil's in the details, but I'd swear he's at my door. Broken gravestones in the churchyard where the pastor says his prayers, knowing all too well that someday he'll be buried under there. So before I go, you all should know I'm prepared to pay my dues. If my debt's too big for heaven's gates, I'll do what I have to do. Oh my God, do you have in store for me? Is it the living or the dying that will someday set me free? Here I am, I can bend my knees no more. They say the devil's in the details, but I'd swear he's at my door. Oh my God, do you have in store for me? Is it the living or the dying that will someday set me free? Here I am, I can bend my knees no more. They say the devil's in the details, but I'd swear he's at my door. They say the devil's in the details, but I'd swear he's at my door.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
If y'all could squeeze together so others could get in, that'd be great. Okay. What a great turnout. Thank you all for being here. But I want to start out by giving a special shout out to the staff of the Birthplace of Country Music, because they've put a lot of work into this, especially Charlene Baker, who is our communications manager. She's helped put this whole press conference together. And Josh Littleton, who is our radio Bristol general manager. He's the one that's running it. Is recording and being on Facebook Live today. So thank you all for being here. I just want to say that. I'd like to thank our performers for kicking us off with great live music this morning. We had Grammy-nominated and composer Deb Agar right there. Then we had Blake Collins on the other side. He's a local musician and a downtown business owner who just happens to be part of a family dynasty of musicians in our region. And then we also had Lee DeWise, who you loved his voice today. You may recognize him. He was the winner of American Idol season number 9, and he's here in Bristol recording his next project. You make us all very proud to be a part of this great music community here in Northeast Tennessee. But thanks everyone for joining us today as we announce this exciting new initiative that has the potential to transform and elevate the music landscape of Northeast Tennessee region. We are very excited today to welcome our speakers today. You're going to hear from Bob Raines, the Executive Director of Tennessee Entertainment Commission, Commissioner Stuart McWhirter of the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development, Commissioner Mark Ezell, Tennessee Department of Tourist Development, David Golden, the CEO of East Tennessee State University Research Corporation, and Dr. Stephen Marshall, professor in the Department of Media and Communication at ETSU. And you'll also hear from our friend Dave Egger, who will also say a few words. So today, in a landmark collaboration, the Tennessee Entertainment Commission, Tennessee Department of Tourism Development, Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development, and East Tennessee State University's Research Corporation have joined forces to introduce the Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative to our region. The Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative is a community-led effort aimed at bringing together musicians, venues, industry professionals, and music nonprofits to better understand and address the needs of our region's music ecosystem and to help enact growth in the industry here at home. The primary goal of the Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative is to conduct a comprehensive census of the region's music ecosystem through the Northeast Tennessee Music Census by gathering data on musicians, venues, industry professionals, and nonprofits. We aim to gain a deeper understanding of the strengths, the challenges, and opportunities within our music community. And what sets this initiative apart is it is a community-led nature. It's about bringing stakeholders together to co-create solutions that meet the needs of everyone involved. We want to ensure that the voices of musicians, of venue owners, and other music industry professionals in Northeast Tennessee are heard and represented throughout the process. Here at the Birthplace of Country Music, we believe in the transformative power of music. Not only does it bring the people together, it changes lives and communities. Over the past 2 decades, we have seen that change manifest itself here in Bristol, especially in our downtown. People travel here from all over the world to be a part of it. And music journalists have written about our history in major media outlets, both nationally and internationally. the birthplace of country music, along with the Northeast Tennessee Tourism Association, Sync Space, Launch Tennessee, and Dobyns-Bennett's High School bands, are proud collaborators of Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative, which is supported with funding from the Tennessee Entertainment Commission and the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development. So here to tell us about how the Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative may potentially bridge relationships with our local music community to the larger entertainment industry is Bob Raines, Executive Director of the Tennessee Entertainment Commission. Bob?
Thank you, Leah. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. So I am born and raised here in Northeast Tennessee. My family was in the radio business for 30 years, and so I was exposed to music all my life here in Northeast Tennessee. And of course, I know just how special the music community and the creative community is to this region up here. So it's taken me 20 years to bring something back home, but I'm very proud to be here, very proud of this initiative that we're going to be starting. And of course, very excited to be partnering with the Department of Economic and Community Development and Tourist Development and the ETSU Research Corporation to announce this initiative. So our agencies will be working in partnership with Sound Music Cities on a first-of-a-kind Northeast Tennessee music census. It's a pivotal component of this initiative, and it's designed to engage individuals from all facets of Northeast Tennessee's music scene. Sound Music Cities will conduct the Northeast Tennessee Music Census, which will be launching in May of this year, to collect data to help better understand this region's music ecosystem. The data will provide a baseline for our policymakers, for agencies, and of course the larger community to help identify the strengths and challenges of this unique ecosystem so that community leaders, stakeholders can build an intentional strategy for growth and support that strategy through informed policy decisions and funding. The value of the Northeast Tennessee Music Census will help ignite a range of activities conducive to strategy and sustainable support for the Northeast Tennessee music ecosystem over the long term, but also on a larger scale to foster and promote music as an economic development tool and to drive growth, heighten quality of life, and strengthen community so it's better positioned to retain its residents and attract new talent and business to this area. The Northeast Tennessee coverage area will include 8 counties in the region. It will be Hancock, Hopkins, Greene, Washington, Unicoi, Sullivan, Carter, and Johnson counties, as you can see up here on the map. Now, the call to action here is that we strongly encourage everyone in the music-related industries and community leadership in those Northeast Tennessee counties to sign up to become a community partner in this new initiative. And again, this is very important because this is the call to action that we need from the folks in this room today. Starting today, those people interested in becoming community partners should visit the website at www.netnmusic.com. So that's netnmusic.com, and please sign up. It'll be those community partners will help to network, distribute, promote, and take part in the Northeast Tennessee Music Census, which again, we are going to launch in May of this year. The data that we collect from this census will ultimately empower the music community and the community at large here in Northeast Tennessee to take ownership of change initiatives and become an active part of the solutions to any challenges that we might identify through this census. And of course, I want to thank our regional lead partners, Dr. Stephen Marshall, Leah Ross, Leif Cook, Alicia Phelps, Heath Quinn, who have really helped us, through the beginning of this process, lifting this process, and special thanks to Charlene Baker, and of course our Sound Music City folks, Don Pitts and Kat Jones. So thank you all for all your help in getting this off the ground. So next, I'd like to introduce Stuart McCord, Commissioner of the Economic and Community Development.
Thank you, Bob. It's great to be here. I was in a coat and tie actually I was in a suit, which is, I don't wear a suit very often, but I definitely had a tie on. And today I get to, it's a casual, it's music, I got my Jordans on. It's just a music day. It's great to be here once again up in this great part of our state, Stuart McWhorter Economic Development. So just before I start, Bob recognized a lot of people, and again, everything we do in Tennessee is a partnership. We truly believe the only way to do what we do and announce great partnerships and initiatives like this is with partners and the people that are involved. There's some wonderful people in this community that roll up their sleeves and get things done. Certainly have a boss of Governor Lee that gives us the latitude to do these things. He's a true believer, particularly in the music industry. You all probably are well aware of the Elvis Act, something that we're very proud of, the first of its kind in the country. I know now the federal government's talking about it, and it's a serious matter with AI, and one that we want to make sure that we protect those that create their own original content. So very, very thankful. We're very thankful for our legislature. You all are well represented in Nashville with General Assembly and your representatives, and of course, we couldn't do anything without their support. So the Tennessee Entertainment Commission is part of our department, and I have a background in music. Personally, I play drums, used to play drums. I still play a little bit, not very good, but an appreciation for the arts, appreciation for music, and being in Nashville, you can't help yourself but love music. So, when I came into this role, I truly was excited to engage with Bob, Jimmy, and the team with the commission, and we're really doing a lot of great work. Thanks to Bob Raines, and really my goal is to hopefully elevate more awareness with not only what we do with our funding, but also with the General Assembly, and get more support, because it really matters what we're doing. In fact, it contributes, the music industry overall in the state of Tennessee contributes just over $6 billion to our economy. That's a massive contributor to our economy. You all know how important it is. There's over 61,000 Tennesseans employed in some form or fashion in the music industry and entertainment industry. We're number one employment in the music publishing industry, which is fantastic. We're number three, which is good. We want to be number one, but we're number three with record production and distribution. And so there's a lot to be proud of in the industry, and one that it's a cluster. I call them clusters, just like automotive is a cluster. Entertainment and music for us is a big cluster, one that we care deeply about. We believe strongly in the industry. And one of the things that's pretty exciting for me is, I've been saying this recently, for economic development for the state of Tennessee, it's about creating jobs. It's also about working with brands across our state. We have strong global brands that are calling Tennessee home. And one of the things that we're working on over the next year and 5 years and 10 years beyond is we're going to really focus on how we work with industry. Doesn't matter what industry it's in, what vertical it's in, but industry across the board, where we're having them also invest their research and development dollars in our state, which means working with researchers, which means working with innovators, which means working with creators, innovators. Does that sound familiar in the music industry? It does. For decades, Tennessee has owned, and we in the fabric of our culture is the creator and the innovator. And so that's why we're going to win in this. And when we think about research and development on a big scale, that's why we win, is because we can thank the music industry, the birthplace of country music and the birthplace of blues and rock and roll. I mean, from here all the way to Memphis. What an exciting time for us. We're thankful for this partnership and this initiative. We're grateful for partners like ETSU and David Golden, and what a great asset that is here in our region, in our state. And so very thankful for that. I won't talk anymore about the other benefits that this brings to our state, and particularly in tourism, because we have a wonderful commissioner of tourism, a gentleman by the name of Mark Ezell, who I've had the fortunate honor of knowing for, gosh, Mark, decades, several decades now. We both came into this, left the private sector to serve the state of Tennessee, and what a great honor it is to not only serve, but to do it with somebody like Mark who's very passionate about tourism. If you don't see his passion here in about 1 minute, you'll know at the end of this that he's very passionate about what he does. But it's an honor and privilege to work with Mark Ezell, and I'll ask you up, sir, to come on up and make your comments. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Commissioner McWhorter. It is fun for Stuart and I to get to partner on such an important initiative. And, when all of this was being discussed and there was going to be somebody that was going to be first, and Bob and Jimmy and the rest of the team, you see it was a pretty easy decision for us to come to Northeast Tennessee. And I'm grateful for so many of you that are in this room that do so much for your communities. I see Destination Marketing Organization representation, regional leadership, businesses like Bristol Motor Speedway. Leah, thank you for all the work that you're doing to help drive our industry. And it's an honor for me to be here on behalf of our team and support the music community, because truly the musical legacy that has been created in Northeast Tennessee is legendary. The way you have taken bluegrass, the way you've taken country music and turned those traditions into places that people want to come. They want to come and see, learn about the people, see the places. Certainly here, Leah, at your place, at the birthplace. But we've got iconic venues in Johnson City like the Down Home or Fun Fest events in Kingsport. People want to come to Tennessee to learn more about our music. And so we're grateful to those of you who are the makers that Stuart talked about that cause us to come to Tennessee. 141 million people, in fact, in 2022 came. That's a 10% increase, representing spending that's almost $29 billion in 2022. Y'all, because of what the music industry is doing to help bring people here, Tennessee, the last 5 years of those top 40 tourism states, fastest growing in America the last 5 years. We know it's because people want to come and hear about the music. They want to experience those places. And in Sullivan County alone, $535 million in economic impact, generating just $33 million in state and local taxes for Tennessee residents who live in Sullivan County. So it's the driver, and we are so excited about this initiative because we know it doesn't just create economic growth, but also, like Stuart said, those jobs or that community infrastructure that gets created. So we're super excited about this initiative, this proposal that has the potential to stimulate even more economic growth through music, whether it's the venues or the live music or the festivals and the performances. That's what today is about. Telling you that we are committed to this Northeast Music Initiative to help you. Not only you've got some great events already, but how do we support not only helping those and amplifying those, but creating new events, creating year-round attractions that can drive tourism and create economic activity. So what's good for visitors is also good for Tennessee residents because we know it improves that quality of life. And we're here to encourage you to get connected. You heard Bob talk about, please partner with us. There's a Northeast Tennessee Music Survey and Census that starts in May. Please join us. I'm going to get to now turn it over to another one of our key partners, David Golden, the CEO of ETSU's Research Corporation. Thank you for letting us be here. We hope you'll get excited, because we are, that the first place we wanted to come for this music initiative is right here in Northeast Tennessee. So blessings to you all. David?
It's such a privilege and an honor and a blessing to be with you this morning. I hope you feel the passion of the folks, not just here, but in the room. I feel like I've come home. I love Bristol. I see some of my friends, many of my friends here that I don't get to see quite as often doing some other things. But thank you so much for everyone being here. This is Stuart's second trip, and I think in the last week and a half, last time he wore a suit and tie, so I thought I would dress up this time, and I didn't quite do that right. But I appreciate it. We love being first here in Northeast Tennessee. We have a culture of being first. We could go all the way back to before we were really the United States. We were fighting a war. Some of you may remember, Battle of Kings Mountain, Over Mountain. Yeah, that was us. When I moved here, it'll be 30 years ago next year that my wife and I moved here. One of the first things I did was my genealogy. I found that I had 4 sixth-generation grandfathers went over mountain, 2 who fought on Kings Mountain. And then I started to figure out why this felt like home. 30 years later, it definitely is home. In 2015, I buried my dad here. This is home. And you know, you do something for home, you do something for community, and I can't think of a more potential for formative power than music. Sometimes we have this way of dividing our lives to things that make life worth living and things that are necessary to sustain life. Sustain life, air, water, food. Make life worth living, music. But I'm here to tell you that music falls in both buckets. Music is actually a requirement of life. There's a reason that even small children naturally form a beat. There's a reason we are attracted to music at times of euphoria and happiness and times of sorrow. There's a reason that even though we were waiting for you guys, some of us were cheering maybe you could be a couple minutes later so we could continue to listen to the soundtrack. Music is such a transformative force and power. It's the closest thing there is to a silver bullet of all the bad things that are bearing down on us today. You might, some of you might think, oh, why is the Research Corporation leaning into this? We're a connector. We try and be an innovator. We have this mantra that says, innovate or die, partner to innovate. And here we have so many beautiful pieces and parts. We have so many jewels that it makes absolute sense that we do a census and figure out where all the jewels are so we can set the crown and market it in a competent way that brings more people to our region. But even beyond that, music is a workforce development tool. For those of you, many of you saw on TikTok this week that the brother of Taylor Swift's boyfriend has a pretty famous video out now talking about how music helped him play in the NFL. Just the discipline of practice helped him play. If any of you doubt for a moment that workforce development is not tightly connected to music, go to marching band practice. Those kids are out in the hot sun. After they drill and drill and drill, and they learn to run to set. I was unfamiliar with that term of run to set. I had 5 children go through marching band. I observed practice one day, and after you get to a certain point, you have to reset. And if you saunter over, you can't get as much practice done. These kids learn to run to set. They learn how to be somewhere on time, how to work hard, to work as a team, to overcome adversity, to learn how to win, learn how to pick yourself up from losing. Who wants to hire children like that? Everybody. And so this is just such an amazing opportunity for us to come together as community. Indeed, if music were a food group, we'd probably be required to eat 4 servings a day. So thank you so much for coming together this morning. Please spread the word to those who are not in the room of the importance of signing up, participating, engaging, and being part of this transformative effort to once again make sure Northeast Tennessee is first. Thank you so much to my friends in Nashville. Thanks for being here. We can't do it without you. It's my pleasure now to introduce, enough of me, Dave Egger. The impact of the Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative will affect working musicians who make their living performing and recording in our region. Dave Egger is a Grammy-nominated cellist, pianist, and composer who moved to Northeast Tennessee during the pandemic. He has performed, recorded, and arranged music for artists like Tony Bennett, Beyonce, John Legend, Carly Simon, Ralph Stanley, and many, many more. Wow. You're just showing off now. He has recorded tracks from our local recording studios for artists like the Rolling Stones. I'd like to bring Dave to the podium to talk a little bit about the potential effects for this initiative on working musicians in the region. Dave, thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm going to hold the mic because I'm more like a performer, so it's weird to lecture like this. It's a great honor to be here today. I'm from New York City, but I've been involved in the folk music scene for a very long time. I grew up in a very small town, and I was one of the last students of the composer Aaron Copland, who was a very, very famous composer. I was 6, he was 84, And I studied with him in the last 3 years of his life. And he taught me how important folk music is, because music is an us thing, not a me playing for you thing. And this region has a sort of a geophysical magnetism about music. It's sort of like it was meant to be here. Everybody I've ever brought here, from when I first came here in 2008 to work with Ralph Stanley, comes back again and again and again. And it's not surprising that when I left New York on March 6th, thinking that I was leaving for a 2-week tour, and then the world shut down and I was marooned in Pittsburgh, which was not the best, and got super busy with remote recording. And then my friend Blake Collins called me up and had an apartment here in Bristol, that I sort of sought refuge here. And then we got to work. And we started remote recording when Los Angeles was closed. And Tennessee has something called, it's a right to work state. I don't know if you know what that means, but what that means is that now we do 15 Netflix shows here in Bristol. We also did 3 Disney movies. We did John Legend's record here. We're working with Norah Jones right here remotely. The whole industry went remote, which meant it no longer mattered if you were in New York or Los Angeles. And artists were very intrigued by the integrity and authenticity of the talent that you find around here, which is not surprising since it is the birthplace of country music. I got a small grant in 2020 when the world shut down to make a record about unheard stories in classical music. I'm a cellist. I play classical music, I guess. I like that term, historical music. We made it here at Classic Recording in Bristol, and it featured collaborators including Martha Redbone from Harlan, Kentucky, looking at how new stories could be told in classical music. And our little record, which had no label, got 2 Grammy nominations, both in Best Instrumental Composition. And the governor of that part of the Grammys commented on how important the stories were, that were real people's stories being told on the elevated concert stage. And Martha Redbone's piece, Black Mountain Calling, which is about a girl in a coal town having the courage to follow her dream, was one of the first notated pieces by a Native American woman that's ever been done in classical music. So I'm very proud that that happened here in Bristol. And I feel like this initiative is so important because there's so many talented musicians here that could really benefit from a supported infrastructure. And I'm really honored to be talking to you today, and I'm a much better cellist than I'm a talker, so I hope I talked okay. But I've been very honored to be part of so many live events here, especially the Rhythm and Roots Festival, which is so fantastic. And I will now turn it over to, I don't know who's next. I'm sorry, I'm gonna give it back to Olivia.
Thank you, Dave. It's awesome to have you here. Now I'd like to bring my friend Dr. Stephen Marshall to the podium. He is a professor and CMO of the ETS Research Corporation and just happens to be a very talented musician in his own right. Stephen, along with David Goldman, have spearheaded this project and invited the Birthplace Country Music to be a part of it. And for that, we'll forever be grateful. Thank you, Stephen.
I don't know if you can tell, but the Birthplace of Country Music has done a tremendous job here today. Charlene, thank you so much for all your work here, and Leah, and thank you to all the staff here at Birthplace of Country Music. You know, I think this is, if you got, I'm going to go in between Dave and you know, the podium is kind of my kryptonite. But I think if you think about, you know, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you've got the world, George Costanza's Worlds Colliding. Well, that's what's happening to me right now. I've played music in this region for 15 years. This mandolin player, Blake Collins, that you've gotten to hear from, he's one of my best friends on the planet. I've probably played 1,000 gigs in my life, starting at 15 years old. I've probably played half of them with that guy right there. And I'm not kidding. This is just I'm very passionate about this. When Bob reached out to me and Jimmy a year ago or more now and said, you know, we want to do something like this and we'd love it to be in Northeast Tennessee, I said, let's go. We got the people, we have the team, and while, you know, this is the important part of this, is that this is all about the community. If we don't have the community working together, if you're not signing up to be part of a community partners and making yourself available and making your voice heard, then this thing is not going to go the places it can go. Because everything that this is about elevating this amazing environment and this amazing community that we have here in Northeast Tennessee. And it's all about finding ways to elevate and amplify what we have. And so please, please take time to go to netnmusic.com and sign up, drop your logo in there. It'll be on our webpage as a community partner, and we can continue to have those engaging conversations. Sound Music Cities has been doing this for a long time. You should check out their website, but Austin, Chattanooga, you can look across the United States. They have a multi-city version of this going on right now, and the whole role that they're playing is to collect that important data to really understand what are those things that are happening in our regions and what are the opportunities that we have to elevate economic development, to elevate tourism, to drive more opportunities here for our musicians, for the folks that support the music community, but also all those other businesses that are also part of that same infrastructure. So after today, we're going to, tomorrow, actually today and tomorrow, there are going to be some really close peer-to-peer kind of breakout groups that we've organized with some folks. So we're going to start to listen to the community so we can start to build and really understand for our May 1st launch, which is really when that survey is going to launch, to understand what are the pain points and what are the opportunities that we have here in Northeast Tennessee. And this thing would not ever be the place it's going to be without the amazing lead partners that we have. When you think about Dobbins Bennett, you think about Northeast Tennessee Tourism Association, you think about SyncSpace and Launch Tennessee, the ETSU Resource Corporation, of course, this amazing place right here. Those folks are really the ones to thank to bring this whole thing together. But again, we need voices from everybody. And that's so important. Did I say we need voices from everybody? I think so. So anyway, I'm going to bring Leah back up here. I think that's the run a show, isn't it? Okay. All right. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I knew right away who I needed to get involved in this. This person right here is we all need to be thanking this person right here for the amazing work that she's done for multiple decades to bring music and make this place a magical place it is. And I'm grateful to you, and I'm grateful to everything that you and your team has built. Thank you.
You know, I hear that quite often, but I can tell you, I'm just a very small part of it, because I think about Believe in Bristol here in Bristol that puts on music in the summer. I think about the city of Bristol, Tennessee that takes care of the downtown center and has music. So I think that everyone involved in this has a major part to play in it. So, but once the press conference is over, we want to encourage musicians, music venue owners, recording studio owners, music nonprofits, and even music educators to become a community partner by visiting our website at www.netnmusic.com. You will have the month of April to sign up to be a community partner in the Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative. On May the 1st, all of our community partners will be eligible to participate in the Northeast Tennessee Music Census. And it really is important. Even if you're a music lover and you think, oh, we need this or that, I think that you should be able to take that. The census will close in mid-June. It will take several weeks for all the data to be compiled, with final reports due in August. But first of all, before we end, I'd like to thank the Tennessee Entertainment Commission and Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development for funding this project. Many thanks to the Department of Tourism Development for all their great work promoting our region and driving visitation to Northeast Tennessee. We are grateful to our friends at the East Tennessee State University Research Corporation who are spearheading this project and help bring us all together. Thank you to Kat Jones, who's not here, but hopefully she's watching it on Facebook Live, and Don Pitts, who is here at Sound Music Cities, as they do the work to compile data for the Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative. And much thanks to our fellow collaborators, the Northeast Tennessee Tourism Association, SyncSpace, Launch Tennessee, and the Dobbin Bennett's High School Bands. We appreciate all of your encouragement and support. Thank you all once again for attending today's press conference and helping us spread the word about the Northeast Tennessee Music Initiative. We are very excited for this new chapter in our region's music history and for all the possibilities moving forward. We think it's going to be a great thing. So as you leave today, I think Dave and you all are going to take us out with one more song. Is that correct? That'd be great.
Let's do that one.
This is a brand new song we used that we just recorded here. It's in the key of A. I just wanted to add, if it's okay, I just wanted to say one quick thing, which is like, it comes, I also have another part of my life that's martial arts, and somebody said something to me at the gym about musicians being lucky that people listen to their music, like, you know, not realizing that it takes music and money to make, musicians and money to make music. And I think initiatives like this are so incredibly important because we all turn to music in moments that we're broken, in moments that we're struggling, and it's humans that make that, not AI, and humans who work hard to make that. And so this is such an important initiative for musicians, and especially, you know, talented local musicians that might not have the platform that someone in Los Angeles has. So thank you so much for being part of this. Here we go.
Silence we've been holding never felt so loud. Somehow you found comfort in the hollow sound. I know it's heavy, darling, hold steady. Maybe it's supposed to hurt like hell. Silence, when the night ends, we'll go back to different versions of ourselves. All is fine, don't worry, dear, all is well. Never even made, taking back the words we never thought we'd say. Through the laughing, two ships passing, there were secrets we knew time would never tell. And through the silence, when the night ends, we'll go back to different versions of ourselves. All is right, don't worry, dear, all is well. Knowing now there it's heavy, darling, hold steady. Maybe it's supposed to hurt like hell. 'Cause in the silence, and when the night ends, we'll go back to different versions of ourselves. All is right, don't worry, dear, all is well. All is fine, all is fine, and all is well. All is fine, all is fine, and all is well. All is fine, all is fine, and all is well. 'Cause in the silence, when the night ends, we'll go back to different versions of ourselves. All is fine, don't worry, dear, all is well. All is fine, don't worry, dear, all is well. Maybe it's supposed to hurt like hell. 'Cause in the silence, when the night ends, we'll go back to different versions of ourselves. All is fine, don't worry, dear, all is well.
Thank you all so much. Dave Egger, Blake, everybody, guys, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
So if our media can make their way out to the atrium, that's where we'll do interviews. But our commissioners and everyone, if you'll stay in here that's involved with the project so they can get a few photos. Okay? Thank you all for coming.